What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to a brand new video. My name is Matteo de Venuto. I'm an aspiring Forex trader currently living in Monaco. In the past 2 years, my main priority has been trading for most of the time. I've been following the FALCON course, which you might know if you follow me on Instagram or if you've seen any of my other videos, but it's been extremely helpful and I've gotten so much value out of it during this period. One question always pops into my mind, and the question is, why am I still not consistent after 2 years? So I've been reflecting on this issue for quite a while now, and I think I've gotten to a conclusion, or at least I have an idea about what are the things that have been slowing it down. First of all, there's the classic quote that it's a marathon, not a sprint. As cliche as that might sound, it is indeed true. Most people get introduced to trading as a get-rich-quick scheme, which it's really not. The faster you realize that, the best you are likely to do, because you're able to switch your mindset, stop focusing on the outcome and the short-term gratifications, and get down to work, focus on the process, no matter how long it takes. So once you have determined that you're in it for the long run, 2 years doesn't really sound like that much anymore. If you consider that you might be doing this for the next 30 to 40 years maybe, then 2 years is absolutely nothing. If you don't want to do it for that long, then you're probably in it because you want to get rich quick, which in that case, you're probably better off not trading at all. Warren Buffett, which is arguably one of the most successful investors of all time, during an interview, the interviewer asks him this: "Your investment thesis is so simple. You're one of the richest guys in the world, and it's so simple. Why doesn't everyone just copy you?" Buffett just smiled and said, "Because nobody wants to get rich slow." People get in it for the wrong reasons, and if you don't switch your mindset to what Buffett says in this interview, then you're most likely not going to succeed, or at least you won't succeed for an extended period of time. I've personally struggled with this, and I've definitely blown a few accounts just because I was trying to make money quickly. I'm sure a lot of you have encountered this issue, and you've even said to yourself things like this: "I'll risk 10% on this trade, but this trade only, and then once I make money, I'll go back to 1%. Or I'm gonna trade this way, but once I get more money, I'll start trading the correct way." These are all things that I've told myself during my trading journey. This never works. It's exactly why I always stick to 1% now, no matter what. To get back to the original question of why I'm not successful after 2 years, well, definitely these things have played a major role in slowing down my journey. It took me quite a bit of time to get a much better mindset and be disciplined into following my plan and my risk management, but also my processes, which is a great segue into what I want to talk about next. Recently, I was reading a book called The War of Art by Pressfield. And if you're interested in getting this book, there will be a link down below in the description, but also a tag on the top right corner of your screen. So I found a short summary about the book, which I want to read to you. The War of Art by Pressfield is the go-to book for getting yourself to work on the things you want to get done. Pressfield starts the book by defining the enemy. His thesis is that every single human being struggles with self-sabotage, and the reason is because of what he labeled resistance. So in the second part of the book, I came across a paragraph that was pretty eye-opening and really resonated with me. In these chapters, he's talking about the difference between the professionals who do their job and the amateurs flirting with their passion. I'm gonna read a quick passage of it. This is page 71 in case you are interested. "Now consider the amateur, the aspiring painter, the wannabe playwright. How does he pursue his calling? 1. He doesn't show up every day. 2. He doesn't show up no matter what. 3. He doesn't stay on the job all day. He is not committed over the long haul. The stakes for him are illusory and fake. He does not get money, and he over-identifies with his art. He does not have a sense of humor about failure. You don't hear him bitching, "This trilogy is killing me. Instead, he doesn't write his trilogy at all. The amateur has not mastered the technique of his art. So I want to talk a little bit about this paragraph because it really resonated with me once I read it. I wouldn't say I had an epiphany, but some sort of realization that suddenly clicked in my head. In the FALCON community, we have this saying that people use quite frequently, which is treat trading like a business. In my head at the time, this meant to journal your trades, to make sure you have a spreadsheet and write down all of your results, to make sure you have track records and that you know where your progress is, where you're doing things right, where you're doing things wrong, and all of that stuff, which is a very important part of trading as well. What I had failed to realize is exactly what Stephen Pressfield says in this paragraph. Treat trading like a business means to be a professional, not an amateur, which myself, I was being an amateur about trading. I was flirting with the idea of trading. The first thing he says is that the amateur doesn't show up every day. This is very true. I've noticed quite frequently that I wasn't doing my forecasting every single day. There's some days where I woke up late, I was lazy, I wasn't feeling well, so I wasn't doing my forecasting, or other various reasons. The second thing he mentions is that the amateur doesn't show up no matter what. So when you have a job, you show up no matter what. When I had a 9 to 5, I was always first one in, last one out. I was always going to work no matter what happened. And even if I was lazy, I wasn't feeling well, I was always there, and at the end I ended up being productive and getting things done throughout the day. This is exactly what you need to do with trading. Obviously, it's much more difficult because you don't have a boss watching over every move you make and making sure that you actually get your work done. Another thing he mentions is he doesn't stay on the job all day. A professional is 7 days a week. I'm sure that if you own a business, you know what this means. You're constantly thinking of how to improve it, how to make it better, new ideas, and there's pretty much nothing else in your life except that business. Obviously, this doesn't mean that you cannot do other things throughout your day, but it's constantly on your mind. Obviously, sitting down 7 days a week in front of the charts and constantly staring at the charts is definitely not healthy, and it's not what I'm telling you to do here, but it's making sure that you wake up every single day, you do your forecasting, you do your back testing or other various works that you do on a daily basis, and it's more the dedication to your craft that I'm talking about here. Another point he makes is he is not committed over the long haul. This links right back to the point I was making earlier. It's not going to be the thing that makes you rich quick, but it can make you rich slow if you get the work done every single day over and over again, which is pretty much what Buffett was saying in that interview. For the amateur, the stakes are illusory and fake. So for an amateur, there's no goal, right? Or maybe there is, but the goal is to have fun, not think about other stuff while you do your hobby, right? For me, I haven't really had a backup plan in case trading doesn't work out. And it might not be the greatest idea. It's actually probably a very bad idea. But the thing is that I know that no matter how long this is going to take, I'm somehow going to succeed because I know that I'm going to work constantly. Doesn't matter if it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes a day, or 8 hours a day, or however long you work. But I know that I'm going to constantly be putting in the work every single day, no matter what. And that eventually is going to lead to success. This is a very important mindset to be in. And obviously, I haven't been in this mindset for very long, but I've definitely seen a lot better results since making this mental switch. The last thing he finishes this paragraph with is the amateur has not mastered the technique of his art. So to succeed, you need to master your craft. Some people say the famous rule of 10,000 hours. You need to spend 10,000 hours doing a certain craft. In this case, it would be trading, to then have mastered that said craft. The important part here is when you're trying to master your craft, you're constantly worried about the process, right? You learn the basics, you practice the basics. You learn something else, you practice that. You keep learning new things, refining the old things, practicing, trying to get better and better. You're not focusing on the outcome. So how this relates to trading would be that you need to be focused on your processes, on getting things done, improving, refining stuff, going over your trades during the ASR, seeing the things you did right, seeing the things you did wrong, fixing the things you did wrong, and trying to improve that way. This eventually, at some point, is going to lead to you being successful. So, to conclude here, because I've been ranting for quite a while, the reason I am not successful is because I was treating trading like an amateur. This was a hobby. I was flirting with the idea of trading. There were days where I wasn't putting any work in. There were weeks where I wasn't putting any work in. I didn't have this feeling that I had to get stuff done no matter what, like a business. This is why you treat trading like a professional. And this is what treat trading like a business means. What it actually means. Sure, you need to keep track of your trades, keep track of the money you're making, but what it really means, it's the mindset, how you think about trading. That is the very important part. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It was definitely quite a challenge. I was very bad in literature and in writing as well, so I'm sure that my high school English professor would be proud of me. At least I hope they would. But yeah, I hope this wasn't terrible. This is definitely a book I've really enjoyed. As I said, The War of Art by Steven Pressfield. It's not huge. It's definitely a quick read, but I've really enjoyed it. I don't agree with everything, especially towards the end of the book, but it's written very well in my opinion. I'm sure you can get some value out of it just like I did. And I hope you enjoyed this video. As I said, if you're interested, there's a link down in the description below. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a little bit of a different style from the usual, but I'm trying to experiment a little bit and see what I like, what I don't like, if there's some kind of videos you guys like more than the rest. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You can also turn on your post notifications to get notified the next time I upload on here. You can also follow me on Instagram. It's at Matteo de Venuto. So if you're interested in seeing a little bit more content from me, you can definitely check that out. Yeah, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time with a brand new video. Peace.